Hey everyone, welcome back. In today's video, you'll discover a powerful tool that can save you time and boost your results online. Make sure you watch this video.
When you log into the dashboard for ViralRevenueAI, you'll see some statistics and some quick links to get around. Before we jump into the navigation, two things I want to point out. The first is in the top right-hand corner, you can select your language. There's a bunch to choose from. We'll leave it on English for now. And in the bottom left corner, you can choose between dark mode and light mode. We'll leave it in light mode for now. The first item on the navigation menu is My Projects, which gives you quick access to any of the projects that you have saved within the platform. Moving down, we'll go to Visual Studio Image Maker. Now, you may have some other AI image makers that you use these days, and that's totally fine. You can use any tool and bring those images into this platform to use, but this is a very quick and effective option for you to create images, and as you'll see, we can immediately use those images in creating videos. I'll give you a couple of quick demos here. I've noticed that humorous images like these are pretty popular lately, like a cartoon chicken eating a chicken leg drumstick. Now, we could create that image with just that prompt and it'll work just fine, or we can click the Enhance Prompt button, which in many cases will result in an even better image. Here's my enhanced prompt. Looks very nice and detailed. We'll click Create Image. And as you can see, this turned out beautifully. Let's go ahead and download that. It'll also appear in our saved projects. I think that's just hilarious. It looks great. I love the fact that text has gotten so much better in AI images these days. Farm Sweet Farm and Farm Fresh spelled correctly. Now let's try something a little more complex. I've got an idea for this one. It's going to be a man is sitting at his computer looking at the screen with a calm expression on his face. The screen shows his social media account with 100,000 subscribers. A woman is standing behind him also looking at the screen. She has a look of confusion on her face. Again, we could use that as is or click Enhanced Prompt. Since we have it, let's enhance it. And I'll go ahead and click Create Image. This is definitely a little more of a complex image because it has multiple people with multiple emotions involved. There we go, and it turned out perfectly. This is exactly what I had in mind. The guy's looking at it, he's all proud. He's got 100,000 followers. His wife or girlfriend is like, wow, how did you do that? You know, and here again, we've got the words included: focus, create, inspire, spelled correctly. Let's go ahead and download that one as well. And we will move on to the video studio, beginning with what we call the AI Snap to Motion tool. What this tool does is takes any image and turns it into video. And we'll use both of those examples that I just created to show you a little bit of the scope of what this can do. So we'll start with the chicken eating a chicken drumstick. For the prompt, I'm literally going to use the exact same prompt that I used for the image. A cartoon chicken is eating a chicken leg drumstick. Again, that alone would work just fine, and the result typically is going to turn out great. But because we have the enhanced prompt available, it doesn't cost any extra to use it. Let's just click it. And it gives us a much more in-depth prompt. And we'll go ahead and click the button that says Show the Magic. By the way, I forgot to show advanced options on both images and videos. We have negative prompt available if we want to include negative keywords. I'm not too worried about it in this case, so we're just going to click Show the Magic. As you can see, it is now generating my video. Video generated successfully. Let's go ahead and take a look at it. That is hilarious. That's the kind of simple video that can absolutely rack up thousands and even hundreds of thousands of social media views. I'm going to go ahead and download that. It'll also appear in my projects. Now let's see what it can do with a significantly more complicated scene. Again, I'm going to use the exact same prompt that we used when we created the image. And because this is a little more of a complex scene, I'm going to try it without even enhancing the prompt, because I have a hunch that it will turn out just fine because we've already given the AI a lot of information in the image itself. So let's click Show the Magic. And video generated successfully. Here we go. Let's take a look at it.
Oh my God, look at that. We did it. 100,000 followers.
Wow.
Okay, that totally worked. Actually, we didn't even instruct it to do any dialogue, but that was good dialogue, so it totally works. It's kind of exactly what I had in mind, so that's pretty cool. And we could always swap out that audio. We've got a video editor where we could do that if we wanted to, but that turned out pretty well. Now, I could have dictated the audio with a more in-depth prompt. I could have said either they don't say anything, or I could have said, say this. So we could have been much more specific with that prompt, but I decided to leave it basic and let the AI do its thing. And in this case, it worked out just great. Remember this little example I showed you of this Facebook account that I came across that has over 250,000 followers, and all they're posting is little videos and pictures of red roses. Let me jump over to their photo tab real quick. Look, here's their photo tab. All it is the same type of red roses over and over and over again. Do you think our photo generation tool is capable of generating images like this? 100%. I mean, we can create much better images than these. Then we go over to their reels, and all it is little animated videos, essentially from those images. Now, can our snap motion tool create videos like these over and over again? Absolutely. 100%, because we can create videos even better than these ones here. How about this one that I showed you earlier? An Instagram account with over 1.4 million followers, just with little night scenes. Is this tool capable of creating little clips like this? Totally, absolutely. This is a piece of cake for our tool. You can create little clips like this and even much better ones than these. I'm going to go ahead and download that one as well. The next tool in our video studio is the AI prompt to motion tool. It's exactly what it sounds like. Rather than starting with the base image, you simply prompt the video. Let's try those two prompts that we just used, but this time with no base image. So again, a cartoon chicken eating a chicken leg drumstick. Let's go ahead and enhance the prompt. And I recommend, actually reading through it and make sure it sounds like what you actually want. You can make any changes that you desire and then click Create Video. It's now generating the video. And okay, this looks interesting. I just see what looks like a big fried piece of ball of chicken. That's actually really funny. It's kind of funny that he bit the wrong end of the drumstick. Instead of biting the meaty end, he bit the bone end. Obviously we could redo that. We could re-prompt it to make sure he bites the meaty end, but that's actually pretty funny that way. That's the kind of stuff that gets comments. When you post, you don't want everything to be perfect. Let's put it that way. I've been doing internet marketing, for over 25 years. And I can tell you, you don't want everything to be perfect, especially when you're trying to start a conversation. And so for social media, stuff like this is great. Let's try that other prompt, which again, much more complex. This time, let's go ahead and try to enhance it and see what happens. I'm going to go ahead and read through this real quick and see what this enhanced prompt looks like. Cinematic modern home office, medium shot, okay, slow push in towards the monitor, yep. Crisp UI. The woman stands behind him leaning in. Gentle rack focus, okay. Wow, this is very detailed. Let's try it. Video generated. I'm so excited to see how this one turns out. Here we go.
How did you get so many followers?
Consistency, my dear. Consistency.
That's cool. I really like when she came up and was like, how did you do that? Moving on down, the AI persona tool is a pro feature. We'll skip that for the moment and we will go to the video editor. And we have quite a few presets that you can use for your video size. We can go square, we can go vertical, we can go horizontal. As of the time that I'm recording this demo, the absolute go-to size for social media right now is 916. So 1080 wide by 1920 tall. But as you can see, we can easily select various sizes and ratios. Right now, the hottest length of video on TikTok is 8 seconds. So I'm going to go with an 8-second video. We'll keep the background transparent for the moment. We can go to uploads, where we can work with our existing projects, whether those be images or videos. I kind of like that first chicken video that we created. I'm going to go ahead and drag and drop that into the canvas. We can size that if we want it to take up the full canvas or less than that, or if we want to enlarge it. And here you can see we have a linear timeline with our video track. And if we click play, there we go, we've got our video track. Now, some things that we might want to do with this video would be to add text to it, add stickers to it, add image overlays. We could add video overlays. We could add a new audio track. We could add a QR code. But I will tell you, most often, what I am seeing success with these days and what I am seeing other people have success with, probably more than any other formula, is simple videos with simple text. Sometimes not even with text. So let's keep it simple. Let's add some text down here. I think white would be a good color for it. How about, you know the chicken is good when, let's add a line break. And then kind of center it here. And you can see the layers down here in the timeline. So what we've got here is the text taking up the full 8-second duration of the video. Now, it wouldn't have to. We could have it end early. We could have it fade in. We also have all kinds of text effects and fonts that we can work with. But what we've done here is created a very simple video that has the potential to go viral. So let's go ahead and save that as a project to our media library. And what that does is, if you have the Pro Elite automation upgrade, you can actually upload it to your social media accounts directly from this tool. And then you can also download it either as a video, a GIF, or an image. Obviously, an image is not what we want. That's a static image. A video is typically what you're going to want. There we go. And when we're done with the editor, we can either click the logo in the top left corner or click the back button to get back to the main dashboard. Next, going back into the video studio, we can take a look at the DFY video library. This includes a huge package, over 2 gigabytes of ready-to-use videos with scripts, templates to help you create effective and profitable videos in any niche. Next, we will jump down to the monetization tools. These first 3 are part of the Pro upgrade package, so we'll skip down to cash flow sources, which is included in the main package for you today. So here we have 12 cash flow sources, which are sources that you can use to monetize this content that you're creating. Now, the 3 that you see right here are probably the 3 of the most commonly known. You've got ClickBank, Warrior Plus, and JVZoo. There are another 9 that I'll keep hidden for the moment because they are, a part of this package for members that we're going to reveal to you. But we have a learning and AI research component built into each of these 12 platforms. So say we want to do some research about ClickBank to see what it is that we want to do, what can we promote with ClickBank, what is hot these days, and it is going to do some up-to-date research. In other words, this is not something that was simply pre-written by us and inserted. This is something that is going to be on the fly and up-to-date information for each of you who uses this tool. And so it's telling us top 5 ClickBank offers to watch and promote right now. You've got some great tools that you can look for and promote in some hot niches. If we were to go back and do that again, it might give us some different options, some different tools, and some different ideas. So not only are we giving you tools to help you quickly create content that will allow you to grow audiences, we're also showing you how to monetize those audiences. And I can tell you that the cash flow sources that you'll find on this page are verified and reliable. Next, let's take a quick look at the features of the Pro Elite Automation Suite. This is an incredibly valuable upgrade package. The first thing to keep in mind is a majorly upgraded allowance of credits. You'll have way more credits for creating images. Now, because the cost of these technologies and credits can change over time, what we will do is put it here on the screen. What you see on your screen right now is the increased credit allotment with the upgrade package currently. Then moving down to the video tools, both for the Snap Motion tool and the Prompt to Motion tool, you'll have significantly more credits for creating videos. Again, you can see on your screen the difference between the main package and this upgraded package. You can create a lot more videos with this upgrade package before needing to refill your credits. Which, by the way, you can do very easily at any time by clicking the credit system link here in the navigation and selecting a credit package. Okay, so way more credits. Now let's take a look at the additional features, starting with the AI persona feature. Creating AI personas is one of the hottest marketing strategies right now. It's also called faceless marketing or faceless influencer marketing, which is a bit of a misnomer really, right? Because they do have faces. It's just that you don't have to show your own face, and that's why people call it faceless marketing. I could show you hundreds and hundreds of accounts that I've come across lately that are either using purely AI or mostly AI generated content as virtual influencers, as AI personas, and they are absolutely killing it. Here's a Facebook account I just bumped into. Look at these little video clips. These are all reels. They all have thousands of views. And I mean, they're just using the same AI avatar over and over and over again. She's wearing the same sweater. She's just saying a few basic things. They're very short clips. The AI persona generator that you're getting in this package can create even better content than this right here. And this is stuff that's working right now on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, and YouTube. And it's working in so many different niches. And here we have a couple of options. We can choose from a huge library of built-in character avatars, or we can create our own avatar. First, let's look at creating our own avatar. And within this option, you have two choices. You can upload your own photo, or you can use AI to generate the avatar. So with the photo upload, that provides the opportunity that you could actually turn yourself into a custom avatar and essentially clone yourself, or clone anybody that you want to be your spokesperson. You could also use like a cartoon character or an animal. It doesn't have to be a human necessarily. You just want a good front-facing photo with good lighting so that the AI can get a good read of that face. Now on the AI generate option, we can literally create our own character. I think I mentioned that I enjoy fishing, so perhaps I wanted to get into the fishing niche and I wanted to create a fishing related character. So I might say something like, the man's wearing a fishing attire with a long sleeve shirt, a fishing vest, and a fishing hat. We can choose the age, and just to make it interesting, let's go with an older character. You can choose from a bunch of different ethnicities. The pose can be half body, close up, or full body. We'll go with half body. You can then choose the style ranging from realistic all the way to cartoon and Pixar. Now, as I think about it, it would actually be kind of fun to make a Pixar fishing character. Square, horizontal, or vertical. I'm going to go vertical here. And I'll call this one Fishing Man Cartoon, and gender will be male. Generate avatar. Avatar created successfully, and you'll see it now appears here as the selected avatar. And he looks great. I could totally see that being a social media persona that works. This could be a TikTok account, a YouTube Shorts account, and he could give daily fishing tips. Totally could work. So that's a really exciting option to be able to create your own avatar. Let's also take a look at the built-in library of avatars. So we're going to click Browse, and we can sort them by female, male, or all. We'll just scroll through all of them for a few moments here. If some of these avatars look familiar, it's because some of them are the same characters that appeared in our AI Spokes Studio product. However, the difference is that the technology has come a ways since we released that product, and now we have way more avatars. In fact, the most frequently asked question that we had with that product was if people could create their own custom avatars. We just didn't have that available at the time, but now we do, and we're giving it to you here in ViralRevenueAI. So you're essentially getting all the characters that we originally included with AI Spoke Studio, plus dozens or maybe even hundreds of additional new avatars. And it's such a big collection that it will take you a while to scroll through it. By the way, we do have a good bit of diversity in here, both male, female, ethnicities, and ages, as well as a range of occupations from religious to medical to chefs, and of course a significant contingency of business-related characters. Now, once you've found a character that you like, you don't have to take the time to scroll through them again and again. You can simply search for these avatars by name. And one thing that's really cool is that we have the same avatar, in many cases, in several different poses, which allows you to create very high-level professional videos if you want to go that route. You can take the same script, create it 2 times or more with a couple of different poses in the same exact character and clothing, and then edit them together to create a multi-camera angle shoot, which is very professional looking. So I think I'm going to find one that I can use for a business tip today. So someone who looks maybe kind of business casual. I'm thinking maybe with a computer. This guy looks pretty casual. That's not a bad option. This guy's okay too. This guy, yeah, let's go back up to this guy here, Rasmus. I like this Rasmus here with the laptop. Looks very casual, looks very friendly. Let's go with him. Now we have several options that I want to explain briefly. Since you do get charged a credit each time you generate a video, hopefully this will help you get what you are trying to get the very first time. 1280 by 720 would be horizontal, whereas 720 by 1280 would be vertical. So if you're creating this for social media like TikTok or for YouTube Shorts, you're probably going to want to go vertical. If you're creating this video for a sales page or a squeeze page, there's a good chance you may want to go horizontal. I'm going to create this one as a tip to go on social media, so I'm going to go vertical. Avatar style is essentially the way that the avatar is cropped within the frame of the video. So if you select circle, it's actually going to sort of narrow down just a circle. And that would be good maybe for superimposing on top of a sales video or a squeeze page video. Probably not so much just on its own as a social media video. Most of the time you can probably just leave it at normal. Close up obviously is going to zoom in. Full is going to zoom out. Voice only is if you just want to create a voiceover video, in which case you really didn't need to worry about the avatar itself. So let's go with normal. Matting, you have two options, either keeping the background or removing the background. So you can see with this guy here, again, Rasmus, this particular avatar has a full background. It looks like he's sitting at the kitchen table. So you got this sort of kitchen counter in the background. You could actually remove that by simply selecting remove background, which makes it a white background instead of the full background. Or we can say keep background. Now, if you select one of the many avatars that we have available that have plain white backgrounds, like this one here from Riley, then obviously it's just going to have a white background. You don't have to worry about saying remove background. You can say keep background and it's going to stay white. In this case, I'm going to keep the background for this video. Captions means that it will actually print those captions within the video itself. You could kind of go either way on that because these days most platforms have auto captioning available. So if you don't select captions, people can just turn captions on. On the other hand, if you're uploading this to a platform like, say, TikTok, sometimes people watch videos with the sound off, in which case it's nice to have those captions built right into the video to make sure people see it. These next three settings are ones that you could experiment with depending if you want the avatar to appear in a certain part of the video frame, like say the lower left corner or the top right corner, or you want to make them smaller in the frame or bigger in the frame. In this case, it's just going to be a talking head video of Rasmus, so I'm going to leave the zoom at 1 rather than making it smaller or larger. And I'm going to leave the position centered. Now, here's an important distinction, particularly if you're doing a vertical video. Cover, contain, or none. Cover means that it will fill the entire video frame. If you're doing a vertical video, that's probably the route you're going to want to do. If we were to say contain, what's going to happen is it's going to show sort of like a small horizontal video of Rasmus in the middle of a vertical video. And it's going to have a bunch of white space at the top and bottom of the video. We don't want that. So we're going to say cover. If you were doing a horizontal video, by contrast, you might want to do contain, which is going to make it as wide as possible. Once you've got your avatar settings in place, it's time to select your voice. Just like we have hundreds of character avatars to choose from, you have hundreds of voices to choose from. The first thing you probably want to do is narrow it down by language. We've got dozens available. I'm going to go with English. And then we can narrow it down to either male or female. We'll go with male. Then we can test any voice.
Hello, this is how I sound. Hope you like.
Hello, this is how I sound. Hope you like it.
Hello, this is how I sound. Hope you.
Hello, this is what I sound like. Hope you like it.
Hello, this is what I sound like.
Hello, this is what I sound like. Hope you like it.
Hello, this is what I sound like. Hope you like it.
Okay, we could keep going with that all day, but I like this confident Connor. We're going to go with that. You can then choose a speed of the voice, pitch the voice either up or down, and then optionally choose an emotion. I'm going to go with friendly. Lastly, it's time to put in the text that you want your character to say. I'm just going to use a short bit of text about how consistency is the key to social media success these days. If you run out of words and need to make a longer video, of course, you could simply make multiple videos and then splice them together in our editor. And click Generate Video. Video generation has started, and you'll see down here where it's generating. All right, that was pretty fast. Let's take a look at our video.
People think social media rewards brilliance, but these days it rewards consistency. One amazing post might get attention, but 100 solid posts train the algorithm and build trust. The creators who win aren't the funniest, smartest, or most talented.
That's great. This turned out really well. Obviously, you can tell he looks very natural, sounds very natural. This works as is, as a social media post. I can upload that to, say, my Eric's Tips account or wherever. This will show up in our media library. We can also download it so that we could distribute it on our own if we wanted to. You know, I noticed that he's a little bit off-center, but I actually like that because I wanted his computer to be in the frame anyway, so we can still see a little bit of his computer. If you wanted to manually, adjust that, if you wanted to regenerate, what you would do is change the offset. You would change that position to scoot him over a little bit. But again, like I said, this works perfectly. And I think you'll find that most of the avatars do work well centered in the frame. That's just sort of the way those avatars are designed. So you shouldn't need to worry much about the positioning and the offset unless you're doing something like integrating this or overlaying it on top of something else. So again, you can see just how easy it is to create high quality content with this tool. And again, consistency is the key to success these days. It's the key to growing an audience. It's the key to essentially going viral, because it's all about training the algorithm on those social media platforms. And here's a way that you could create a video for each day. You could post a new video each day in a niche, and you could come in here and create, a week or two's worth of videos all at once very easily in a matter of minutes. And you can do that for any niche. Again, looking at that library of avatars, we have everything from Santa to yoga instructors. You can find something that fits your niche. And again, if not, you can create your own, just like I did with that fisherman. So again, truly, this is something that works for any niche and is going to allow you to quickly create content so that you can be consistent and grow your audience. Next, we'll take a look at the additional monetization tools that come in the Pro Elite Automation Suite upgrade, starting with the Niche Trend Scanner. This is a great tool to help you find profitable niches. There are two ways to begin exploring to find profitable niches. You can either simply click Start Exploring, and the AI will find you a profitable niche, essentially kind of at random really, but each time you use it, it'll find a different profitable niche. Or you can research a specific keyword. So for most of you, probably researching a keyword is going to be the valuable way to go. But if you're completely stuck and don't know where to start, then simply click Start Exploring, and it'll give you a niche. So you can see here, I just ran it, and it gave me a niche that I really don't know anything about: decentralized identity verification, Web3 commerce. Very specific. And within this niche, it shows you things like the trend score, the competition rate, the content gap, showing you, is this a niche that will allow you to break in and create content for it very easily? What's the monetization level? Is this a high monetization or a medium or a low monetization niche? You can then further talk with the AI to research it further, and you can also simply click any sub-niche to explore further, or click a related keyword to explore further. It is a customized report, but it doesn't stop there. You can dig deeper simply by clicking one of these sub-niches to dig in deeper. Like, for example, what's a zero knowledge proof KYC? I don't even know what that is. I could click on it and explore it further to find out more about this niche. This doesn't sound like a niche I want to get into personally, so what I would probably do is go back and simply click it again to find another profitable niche. Now, over here on the keyword research side, you can enter something that maybe you're interested in. I happen to love fishing. I've always thought it might be cool to start a fishing related business. So I could type in fishing and click Scan Niche. And here you can see the results are very different from that profitable niche that it found for me moments ago. In this case, the trend is a little lower. The competition actually is high, so much higher competition. The content gap is much less, so there is less of a need for additional content in this niche, although there is still a significant content gap, so it means opportunity does exist, and monetization is high, so that's good. So there is some opportunities here, and it kind of explains why and what some of those things are. It talks about, Garmin LiveScope, for example. That is definitely a profitable product. I've bought one recently. Those things cost thousands of dollars. So there is a lot of money to be made, for example, as an affiliate of those types of products. We can then do sub niches to explore. So kayak fishing gear and accessories, that happens to be one that I'm in as well. I buy a lot of kayak fishing gear and accessories. So here we have additional ones that we can dive into. We've got keywords that we can dive into. It's a great research tool that you can use to research absolutely any kind of niche, and it gives you, demographics that you might want to look at targeting or researching further, platforms where you might want to grow that audience, and additionally, specific recommended action steps. So a really cool tool specifically designed to help you find profitable niches, not just any niches, but find, is it profitable? And is it one that is going to be easy to break into or very difficult to break into? Now, this next tool is perhaps going to be the most valuable of them all to some of you. It might be the most valuable of them to me personally. It is the AI Social Suites tool. What this tool does is allows you to automate and post to multiple AI social platforms all at once from within your platform here in Viral Revenue AI. Specifically, these 4 platforms: Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube. Now, this year, I've been spending a lot of time building some niche businesses, and I have found that these are the 4 platforms that matter for me, and I know for a lot of other businesses out there. If you think about all the different platforms that are, growing these days and evolving, and all these apps that are being promoted, it can be overwhelming because there are dozens of them, probably hundreds of them. But really, these are the only 4 I have found that really have mattered to my business and have been generating significant traffic and growing a real significant audience for these businesses. So not only will this allow you to automate this portion of your business, it also really simplifies a lot for you. Instead of having to worry about a gazillion platforms, just sign up for these 4 and publish to all of them from this one place. I'm going to go through the process and just quickly show you how to connect your accounts to Viral Revenue AI. I'm going to click on the Platform tab. And by the way, you can connect multiple of each of these accounts. I connected a couple of Facebook accounts already. I'll go ahead and connect another one just to show you how it's done. Click Add Account. If you're already logged into Facebook, it'll basically just say continue, whoever you're logged in as. And then you can either opt into all current and future pages or just your current pages. Click Continue. Give it permission and click Save. We've been connected to Viral Revenue AI. So that Facebook account has been connected successfully. Let's go ahead and connect an Instagram account. Again, we're going to click Add Account. And Instagram uses the same meta verification system. So it's going to look almost the same as Facebook. You're going to either log in to a specific account or continue if you're already logged into one. It'll actually ask you about your Facebook pages again, because that's just a part of this meta verification process. It's up to you if you want to opt into your Facebook pages or not. And then select which Instagram pages you want to connect. In order to connect an Instagram page, that Instagram page has to be set up as a business from within both Instagram and within your Facebook account. It's very easy to do. It doesn't cost anything. Anybody can do it. There's no special qualifications. And we have instructions of how to do that if you need to do that. And if you haven't set up an Instagram account as a business, and if you haven't set up a business from within your Facebook account, instead of seeing an option here to connect an Instagram page, you'll actually see a link that says create a business now. And that will take you to the appropriate page within your Facebook account to do that. Again, very easy, doesn't cost you anything. And click continue. We'll go ahead and connect this Instagram account, give it permission, and we will return to Viral Revenue AI. So now my Instagram account has been connected within this platform. Next, let's go ahead and add a TikTok account. Once again, click Add Account. If you're already logged into a TikTok account in your browser, it'll be here. If not, you can log in or you can switch account. So if you're logged into a different account than the one you're trying to connect, you can click Switch Account. And then go ahead and click Continue to give it permission. So the TikTok account has now been successfully connected. Last but not least, let's go ahead and connect a YouTube account. Go ahead and click Add Account. And again, if you are logged into a Google account currently in your browser, it's going to give you that option. Otherwise, you can also choose a different Google account that you want to log into. Click continue. And just depending on your browser, it might give you a couple different options. I've got Windows passkey. You might have a password. And then you should see your associated YouTube account. If you don't have a YouTube account, obviously, you can go create one for free. Select your YouTube account. Select all to give it permission and click continue. And now we have a YouTube account connected here in Viral Revenue AI. And again, you can connect multiple of these accounts. Pretty cool. What are we going to do with that? We are going to post to them. So we can do that from the post library. Let's go ahead and create a new post. You can select which platforms you want to publish this post to. So let's say my Eric's Tips Facebook and YouTube accounts for this particular post. So that'll be Eric's Tips YouTube, Eric's Tips Facebook. So if you have several different accounts, maybe even different niches connected here within our platform, you can choose which ones you want to post to simultaneously. If you've got accounts in all 4 of these platforms for the same niche, obviously you can post to all 4 of them at the same time. The post title is an internal title. So this will be a tip about consistency. It's going to be a little marketing tip. Let's just call it consistency tip. You can also use AI if you need help with that. And then the post content. We can write it ourselves, or we can use the AI assistant to generate that content. I'm going to use some of that same script that I had used for the persona video that we created shortly ago. And then we're going to add some media. I'm going to select that video where the guy sitting at the computer had just hit 100,000 followers. I thought that was a pretty neat one for social media. Go ahead and click Insert Video. You can optionally choose a YouTube thumbnail. I think, any frame out of this video is going to be fine, so I think I'm okay there. I can also add monetization links, and I can add hashtags. Hashtags are good on both Facebook and YouTube, so we'll add some hashtags. And in fact, let's generate them with AI. Just click the button, and it came up with some great hashtags for me without me even having to think about it. It read my post, created a ton of hashtags. In fact, that might be a little bit overkill, so what I'm going to do is simply just remove a few. Yeah, I think that's good. And then we can either post now or schedule. Now, honestly, the scheduling feature is where this really becomes a very valuable tool. I've looked at other platforms that allow you to do this kind of thing, to publish to multiple social media accounts simultaneously and to schedule it. So you can kind of do all your work in one session, schedule, a week, a couple weeks, maybe even a month's worth of posts all at once. And those tools typically cost, at least $100 or a couple $100 a month. And here you're getting ongoing access to this tool with your upgrade today. So I do encourage you to use the scheduling feature once you've created a good bit of content and can, schedule, say, at least a week's worth of posts all at once. That's a great way to save yourself a ton of time. But even just doing post now is going to save you a good bit of time, because instead of having to go log into each of these accounts individually, you can post it all at once. So we'll go ahead and just post it now so you can see how it works. Post queued for publishing. And it's currently processing to both of these accounts, Facebook and YouTube. And within a couple of minutes, it will say published. This will keep track of all your posts here in your post library. And from here, we can also view it or delete it. So let's go ahead and view this one. And again, just to show you what it looks like in real life, let's go ahead and open up my actual Facebook page. All right, so here's Facebook. And you can see this is actually an account I really don't use much anymore, but it worked perfectly. Here's our post. We can unmute
1,000 followers.
Wow.
Oh my.
So Facebook looks great. Let's jump over to YouTube. And this one, because it's vertical, it'll be counted as a short on YouTube. And here it is, consistency tip.
Oh my God, look at that. We did it. Why?
And if we click on the title to see the full description, here you can see the full description that we put in along with those hashtags. I should have mentioned this while I was creating that first post, but you don't have to use just videos that you create in this platform. You can also bring in content that you created elsewhere. So here, when we go to create post, when we click add media, we could also click upload. So rather than simply choosing one from our own library, we have the option to upload media as well. Certainly what we've created for you here is a very simplified, streamlined, sort of one-stop shop for creating content quickly and then distributing it to your social media platforms. Speaking of social media, we have another tool for you here called the YouTube Auto Reply tool. And it's just exactly what it sounds like. Now, we already connected a YouTube account in that previous step in the AI social suites. Once you've connected a YouTube account, you can immediately implement this auto reply feature. And so what you want to do is go to Reply Rules and create some rules. So we'll click Create Rule. We'll give that rule a name. For example, you could create a comment template that thanks people who leave comments. You can apply that to all videos or specific videos. I think for most of us, it'd be most helpful to just include all videos. And then you can either do all comments or a keyword match. So the most broad would be to simply create a rule that applies to all comments. And you could create a template, for example, thanks for your comment, commenter name. You can also use video title or commenter name as essentially tokens to insert their name back into your reply. Now, the downside of that is if you're getting a lot of comments, it might look a little funny if you reply with the exact same thing every time. So rather than a simple template, which, the template may be appropriate for some of you, and especially if you're using keyword match, I think in most cases, rather than the template, a random rotation is going to be better. In other words, you create several variants that it will rotate so you're not replying with the same thing every time. I think to make the best use of this tool and to really do something that is going to drive more viewer engagement, keyword match is going to be a great way to go. But if you're just looking for a simple solution, sort of a cover all right now, maybe you're just not replying to any comments because you don't have time, I think it's better to do in all comments than nothing. So let's just do like a random rotation, and I could say things like, thanks, add another variant, appreciate it. I believe we can add emojis. I could jump over to Google, search for an emoji, copy it, paste it in here. I could do multiple emojis for that matter. Let's do a happy face plus a thumbs up. The folded hands emoji is one that I like. Copy that here. And that could be a reply all on its own. So you get the point. You can create as many variants as you want, but honestly, if you're doing the random rotation method on all comments, then probably the more variants, the better. And then go ahead and create the rule. Now, if you create multiple rules, you can then order them in order of priority. So which rule should be applied first depends on the priority that you give it. It's a simple but very powerful automation feature. And I would have to say that really any of these tools on their own are well worth the cost of admission to this Pro Elite Automation Suite upgrade. So I would definitely encourage you to grab this upgrade today.
This is the bonus page. Make sure to purchase through our link. After your purchase, leave a comment on the YouTube video and we'll send you the desired bonuses instantly.